Hello everybody, it's the Brappa here with a tutorial on how to make a game. Recently I made a game called Cliffside, I think I remember, made a while back, but I was asked to make a tutorial. So let's get in there. First, let's get you a little more familiar with the thing here. This here is a hierarchy. It shows you all the different items in your scene. Right now we have a main camera and a directional light showing where the light shall be directed. Here is the assets. We don't have any right now. Favorites. These are all assets. Console. It tells you if anything's going wrong. Nothing's going wrong right now. So I haven't even gotten into it. Here is the scene. Let's move this down so I don't really need it. Oh, crashed. Oh, never mind, it's back. Okay. So the way you navigate, it's kind of like with my animating thing. You use your mouse wheel button to rotate, or just to pan, I mean. You press Alt and then click to rotate around a specific item. And you press if you right click and then move, you can move around. If you click and drag, you can pick them all up. So this is the scene. This is where you can move everything and whatnot. Move it back. This is the game scene. It shows you your game. And this is animator. You guys probably not gonna have that, so in fact I'll close it since it's of no use right now. So first things first, let's get a terrain. Terrain, well, of course, is another word for landscape or ground. So there it is. Terrain is a big piece. Just move it around a little bit there. Alright, we have the terrain. We can alter the terrain. Alter, you know, kind of like messing around with it. So there's a whole bunch of tools here that you can use. You can raise and lower the terrain, which is actually a lot of fun to do. So I can make like a huge mountain. Looks like Blood Gulch from those of you who have played Halo. Me, one of them. If you right click and then you press the WASD keys, you can move around. So yeah, that's how you make mountains. You can paint. I think this just sets it at a certain height, like that. Smooth it, so like you can smooth out these mountains. Paint texture, so I would need a texture. So I'd press add texture. I would find a texture. Of course, I don't think I have any. I don't have any textures, but I bet should just paint the ground a little bit. Place trees. You can place some trees. I don't have any trees. In fact, let me just add a tree. Let me show you how to import a new asset. Or import package. So I'm going to go environment, and it's going to start decompressing a package. This may take a little while, so just sit tight, it'll finish at one point. In fact, it might be done already, don't know. Nope, it's not done. So I'll just cut the recording for now until, oh, never mind, here. You press import. Now this will import the package. Now it's gonna, you know, import in small assets, scripts, whatnot. So I'm just gonna cut the recording until it's done. And we're back, and it has finished doing its thing. So now we should have plenty other stuff. No, it might lag out for a little while, but just ignore that. We should have some more stuff when I find it eventually. We should now have trees, if I am correct. No, apparently not. Oh, yes we do, here. So I press that little circle button there, and now we have a whole bunch of trees. So let's get a broadleaf in here. Add. Just click it. And wait, because it's going to lag out a little bit since these are some pretty high-res trees. There we go. So yeah, that's what trees look like. You can also add foliage, which is basically the same as trees, but more smaller. Oh yes, here's where I get some grass. So let's see what we got for grass here. I kind of like how that looks. The grass is kind of annoying to place because you have to like zoom into wherever you're going to place it. So I'll just place a little bit around because I don't want to make it like laggy. So yeah, that should be good. And these trees like look really realistic. Like after I get the first-person camera in there, we'll see how cool it looks. I just stumbled all over my words there. And terrain settings, like this stuff here is just simple. It's just wind settings. I can set the wind. I don't usually have wind. See the grass moving there a little bit. Detail distance. Ah, yes, I should really put that up there to max. That'll make it so you can draw a little bit bigger. Detail density. Keep that there. Tree distance. 2000. A lot of this stuff here is really just set for you, but you're always allowed to mess around with stuff if you really want to. Grass. This is the tint going off the grass. At neutral would be kind of like an orangey kind of color because that looks like it's fall kind of grass. But you can really put this whatever you want. Like you can make a red grass, a blue grass, sort of blue grass there. I usually stick it at green or orange because I really do like the fall kind of colors. Anyway, leave that there. What else do we got here? Really, that's all. Custom stuff there. A lot of the stuff I don't mess around with because you know if it's already there for you, what's the point of messing around with it? So yeah. Well, we got our good terrain all set up, right? But what? Of course, you guys wondering when we press game, we aren't exactly in the game. Can't walk around or anything. So this is the awesome thing about assets is that now I can add a character asset. So you guys have already seen this before, so I'll just cut the recording here. Okay, I think it's done. So now, to find these awesome stuff, we need to go to Standard Assets, Characters, First Person, Prefabs, First Person Control. Now, we can delete the main camera by simply pressing the delete button. Now when I press play, there's a play button there. Wait for it to load. It should put me in a position where I can walk around and enjoy my day. Now, as you can see, the wind is working. Oh god, that's trippy. And look at these trees. Like, these are some high-res trees. Like, if you put all these trees all over the map, like, you're gonna need a pretty good computer. Like, you know, if you place them, like, in variety like I did, then that's not bad. These grass, though. You see the tint off it, which looks absolutely beautiful. It's like clouds going over or something. Anyway, so yeah, now that we got the first-person camera in, let's, yeah, really, make something cool. Whoops, there's File, New Scene, don't save. There, so now we got everything still there, with nothing there anymore, so let's actually do something with that, now that I've showed you guys how to edit it and whatnot. So, let's get in this here and actually make something. So, first off's first, what do I do? Oh, nothing. Let's put a controller in there, because we could really use a controller. Ah, yes. One very important thing to do is to name your things. a train, I'm going to name that ground, because in case I have another train in there, I want to know which one's which. Directional light, main camera, I can delete because we don't need it. FPS controller, there's only going to be one, so we don't really have to change that around there. So, you can also get third-person cameras in there, but I don't usually use them, since the cameras are kind of wacky. But just because, for the sake of this, I'll show you guys really what it kind of is. No, I need a following camera. So I'll just use the regular old first-person camera. Yeah. FPS controller. There. So that's basically just a camera. Let's get some terrain here, because we want our map looking good. So let's click on the terrain. So a lot of these do different things. Like also important button, Control Z. I use this a lot just in case I mess up at something. Like if I'm trying to make something, I'm like, oh no, just redo it. That's it's really easy, really helpful for that matter. You can change the brush size. Like I can make it that big if I truly wanted to, and I can change the opacity. But I don't usually mess around with that stuff, even though I just did. There's no way you can Control Z that. So let's just put that back up to a standard of 30 there. 20. Can't see. It's kind of dark at the moment. And look at that hill. It's a big, beautiful round hill. I need to find the camera. Okay, it's right there. Yeah, so opacity basically messes around with how it looks. I'm actually pressing on it using a laptop here. Before any of you guys ask, I have no clue what I'm making here. It's just a little something something. When I'm done, like showing you guys how I actually made the game, I'll tell you guys like what it was representing for the game, since I don't know where it is really. So this is going swell. Of course, you guys can see here I got beautiful big rounded mountains. Sorry if there's any background noise.
Oh, I'm just writing down everything that I like before I get to somebody having new memory.
So yeah, I'm using a webcam to record. I don't have an actual mic. It works though. Yeah, I'm just getting these big round mountains in here. So yeah. Oh, I must have done something. Z. Okay, I'm gonna add some paint here, textures. Grassy hill. And there, we got our texture. It's like a grassy hill. I'm gonna add some foliage. So I'm gonna add a grass texture. When you're using a mouse wheel, it's kind of hard to shuffle through them, so gotta watch that there. And sometimes you just gotta trust that it's there. I think it's all there. Press play to test it. Oh my god, I'm still going through the ground. One of those things that just gets annoying. So, in the event of that ever happening to you, just move it up a bit. As you can see on entry, that was a tad bit laggy. That's because of the grass. So yeah, grass texture seems to have worked. Sorry about that, if you heard anything. Not likely. I'm gonna add a few trees over here and there. So,
I like any cheese as long as it's not blue cheese. No blue cheese.
there we go, lots of trees in there. This is gonna be so laggy. Let's try it out. Prepare for lagness. Oh snap. Anyway, now we got a forest going on here. This is like a really outdated version of a Halo CE map that you can make. If you guys are wondering why I spoke up a little bit there, it's because that was a tad bit loud, you know. Mess up. So yeah, that's basically how you create a game. It's fairly simple, especially with assets. There is pretty much no scripting involved unless you really want to get in depth with stuff. Like, if you ever want to make a first-person shooter, you actually have to make a model for the gun, and you have to script holding the gun and whatnot. That's all really difficult stuff. If you ever want to add in some animations, that also requires scripting. Like when you press a certain button, that it'll play that animation. But I'm sure, like, if you guys enjoy this video, I'll make more and more of these tutorials. Since these are really fun. I love making games. So yeah, I got ground. I got first-person controller. What can I mess around with? Because I like messing around with stuff. There must be something I can. This is messing around with stuff here now. So I guess there's nothing really I can mess around with, really. That won't make it any better, or for that matter, any worse. It's good. So this doesn't work for me because when you use assets, it takes a long time. But the way you build it, building basically is another word for compiling it. If you're doing something with WinRAR, which is a thing that is used for Minecraft modding. What is loading? Something's loading in the thing I'm using here. So basically, all you gotta do now is just build. Yeah. So go to build and run, or just build settings for that matter, and choose whatever you're going on, since you can make a lot. Xbox One, Xbox 360, BlackBerry, Android. Basically, you can do it for anything, but PC, Macs, and Linux standalone is usually the ones that you're going to go for. So times 86 or time 86. Times 86 is for 6. They're basically, the difference is 64-bit and 32-bit. They're both different computers. The way you find that out is by going into your computer. But it's difficult to do. I would recommend putting development build on, because you're gonna want that on. Windows, I am using a Windows 10 computer, and I have a 64-bit, so I am almost 100% sure that that's for 64 bits. And anyway, after you're done, just press run, build. Now, I'm not going to do that now because that usually crashes it. And besides, I want to talk about the project. Now, the game that I made was kind of simple, very simple to be in fact. You basically are a person who's afraid of heights, and you're on top of a cliff, and the only way to get down is by capturing a flag that's halfway down, but not exactly down on the ground. On the ground, there's like a whole bunch of goblins and whatnot that are just sitting there waiting for you because they're hungry. So you have to jump off the cliff, fly through the air like a bird, and land on the platform where the flag is. But it's really difficult. Like, it took me like 10 or 11 tries to make sure it was possible. And it's first person too, so like it would be kind of scary to do that in real life. So that's basically what the game was about. It's not really that scary, but I'm sure I can add a few knickknacks in there. And basically what the game was for is, in my school we had a fear project making something scary, and I thought, I made animations before in the past. Whoa, but I haven't made a game for school yet, so there I am making a game. It was fairly easy, and my teacher and I both wanted to make a tutorial on how I made it and how I felt about it. So here it is now, and yeah, it's very simple, very easy. I recommend you all should try to do it at one point. I'm using Unity Personal 64-bit on PC Maximum Standalone, DX11, DirectX 11. This is good. And yeah, so it's that easy to make a game. If you guys want me to make a series on how to make games, I would be more than welcome to, since I enjoy making games myself and I want to learn more. And the best way to learn stuff is by doing it, so we can all learn together. So just comment down below if you think it'd be an idea. If you guys want to see more games that I've made in the past. Anyway, so let's see how this build will go. Probably not gonna go well, but so once you got all that done, you basically just press build. That'll pop up. So I'm gonna type in there's not water in it. I was gonna call it Hillside Creek, but I remember like no, there's no water in it. What should I name of that? So crater. I don't even how do I spell crater? Crater. That looks wrong, but it might be right. Crater. Crater. Okay, crater. Field. You can call it anything. Like, this is not like a final version of it. It's a development build, and you just press save. Now, a whole bunch of stuff will happen. It's gonna compile every single script that you used in it. It's gonna build the geometry. Basically, that just means it's gonna take every single thing that's in there, like the trees, the grass, the mountains, the terrain, the cameras, and it's gonna put them all into one big cluster. Cluster is basically a group of objects. And this is usually what takes the longest part, but the asset part, that why I don't really use assets that often, is that assets like to mess it all up. So use assets if you're just a beginner, but just remember it's going to take a little bit longer for you to compile them. In the further tutorials that I make of these things here, I'm going to learn some more on how to do scripting, so I could show you all how to get first-person shooters out there, Minecraft games, because a lot of the games that you see actually started off with Unity here, and other compilers such as Unity, which is why I think it's awesome, because you're here with Unity, you got your whole thing ahead of you, you're all set. Anyway, I'm gonna pause the recording just to make sure, see if it'll work, because it might just finish building, and if it does, then I could show you me playing the game. Anyway, so I'll be right back. And we are back! Now, as you guys are probably aware, we are back here, and it does not say it's building anymore. That's because it has in fact finished. Now, in my absence, I actually went to the store. So this finished in about 15 minutes. So yeah, I just went to the store to get some chips and whatnot. So yeah, here it is. Crater Field, so let's see if we can play it. Now, so when I double click it, it's gonna tell me if I can do all this stuff. Yada yada yada, allow access, would not. This is gonna open. So I'm gonna make it windowed so that way you guys will be able to see it. Graphics, fastest or fantastic? Fantastic. If it gets a little bit too laggy, then I'll stop it. But hopefully you guys can see it. I mean, I'm praying that you guys can. Oh my goodness me. A little bit too laggy for me. I'm gonna make it so that way it's fastest. Play. See what this is like. It should run like melted butter. Hopefully. I mean, it has to load in all this stuff, so yeah, of course, it's gonna be a tad bit laggy. Did it crash? No? So yeah, that's pretty much how you can make and build a very simple game. And which is also how I built. Now, the way I built my other game that was for the Fear Art project, I actually used a different game engine, but since that one there just would not want to record, I decided, so like, hey, why not go on something more advanced, like Unity here, and make something even cool. It's still trippy. So yeah, that's my game. It's not exactly 10 out of 10 game like Halo or Assassin's Creed, but yeah, hey, I would play this. You can jump. You can see if you can scale the mountain. I will see if I can put this up for download. I might not be able to, but if I can, then yeah, I will certainly try. But yeah, so this was the Butter Apple here, with a tutorial on how to make your very first game, like, pretty darn easy. I'll see if I can put the link to Unity, which is what I use, Unity 3D, to make this awesome game, yeah. That looks cool, though. Imagine that on Oculus Rift. So, let's close that now before it lags up my entire computer. Here it is. Yeah, let's close it. It's a development build, so yeah. Or I could just do some more work on it. This could be like a testing, so I'll do File, Save Scene As, Tut, which is lowercase for tutorial. Alright. Anyway, guys, it's been a Butter over here. If you enjoyed this tutorial and you want to see me make more, please leave a like and comment below on what you want me to show how to do next. So yeah, we can see if we can make this into a series because I had a lot of fun with it. Anyway, yeah, so see you in the next video. Bye.